Okay, guys, a really fun one. So, how to accelerate your muscle gains. There's typically going to be two people that I'm talking to here. So, there's either the person who's brand new to this, I guess brand new to going to the gym consistently. You're going to undergo what's called newbie gains. So, you're going to put on the most amount of natural muscle in the first year of your entire career in terms of your entire journey of getting fit. But typically you're underdeveloped of muscle mass right now. So that's why it's going to be such a dramatic transformation before and after between your first 12 months versus the second 12 months. If you have good genetics and you work really hard and you're under a program and you're consistent, you can put on close to 20 to 25 pounds. So close to about 10 kilos in your first year of muscle, lean muscle. This is if we do everything right. In your second year, you're likely to put on 5 kilos if you got good genetics and you're training hard. That's 10 to 15 pounds. Yeah, that's right. And it just drops off after your first 2 years. So for those who have gone past your first 6 to 12 months and the gains have stopped coming as quick, you can't get a personal best every single time you go to the gym. This is for you and the newbie guys. So for the newbie guys who don't want to extend the time it's going to take any further, you want to be extremely efficient and productive, this is going to be perfect for you as well. So for those who are struggling to put on muscle, there's going to be a couple of things that we're going to do. Number one, I've got my little whiteboard. I'll take a photo and put it down below. Number one, the food that you're tracking, like, are you honestly tracking everything that's going into your mouth? This is the biggest one. So like you can work out as hard as possible. But if we're not hitting the calories and the protein that I'm giving you to hit every single day, consistently over time for months and months and months, then it's just not going to happen. It's not going to come. So for those who are on an extremely big weight loss journey, and you're in a newbie gain phase, you'll put on a lot of muscle. You'll put on your newbie gains, even though you're in a calorie deficit. For those who are on more of a maintenance or just under maintenance, or maybe you're in a mini lean bulk that I've got you on, I need you to be so freaking obsessed and vigilant and accurate with your calories. For just give me 2 months of work, 2 months of challenge consistency in terms of calorie tracking. Everything, even liquids, even if that means you have to go out and buy a food scale, go out and do it. And then, like, obviously if you're a one-on-one client, we'll be working together to see if you need to do any increases of 50 to 100 calories per day. That'll be something that I will do with you one-on-one. But the big thing is food accuracy. Weigh everything. Learn how much olive oil you're using. Like, stop ordering out as much. Like if you're eating a lot of food that's out and there's no nutritional information, no nutritional guides, like, you've only got yourself to blame because you don't know how many calories you're eating. So it's a matter of priorities, really. So I think, circling back, the best thing you can do is get in touch with your goals and your motivators and your drives and why are you doing this. Like, if you're not driven enough and consistent enough to track your calories for 2 months, then there's a problem with your goals. That they're just not meaningful and lighting a fire under your ass enough. So go back to my motivators exercise and do those routines. Number 2, go harder in the gym and track your rest time. Stop scrolling. This is the thing. I need you to have, like, week on week, I need you to replicate the same time standards that you did the week prior, just so we know it's a proper personal best. So if 1 week you're doing incline bench, you do 8 reps and then you rest for 3 minutes and then you do 12 reps after you reduce the weight a little bit. If the next week you do 8 reps and then you rest for 10 minutes because you're on the phone or you're scrolling or you're watching a YouTube clip, and then you do another bunch of reps, you got this huge PB. Well, no, you didn't actually get a huge PB. You just recovered your muscles so much in between sets that your PB wasn't a PB under the same circumstances and environment that you had the last week's weights lifted at. So this is the thing, like if you're not training the same routine each week, then we can't track whether you're progressively getting better at your lifts or not. Whether it's adding an extra rep every single week, or adding an extra rep, adding extra weight, or getting better form every single week, we're doing a PB in one of these areas. And we have to track our rest time. So if you're being inconsistent with the gym routine, if you're working out at home, then going to the gym and then using resistance bands and then doing free weights and then going traveling again, like you're not putting the muscles under the same exertions and situations every single week, and you're unlikely to grow your muscles at a very serious accelerated rate. You're still going to grow your muscles, you're still going to have a body transformation, but it's not going to be a lot more accelerated than what you're currently doing. Number 3, recovery. A lot of people will overtrain. Simple. We break down the muscle at the gym, and then you spend 2 days recovering the muscle fiber. Then we work out again. So if you're working out one day and then the next day you're going back to the gym because you don't think you're getting enough muscle growth, and then you start training extra hard. Like this is the reality for natural lifters. Those who are taking performance enhancing drugs, they can go to the gym twice a day for 4 days a week. We can't do that. But that's the thing. They have artificial testosterone. They have a lot of health complications later on in life. We're here to increase your testosterone levels, which also brings me up to, I guess, the other area is like, what are you doing outside of the gym that's hindering your recovery? If we can get better muscle recovery, i.e. if we can increase your testosterone levels and reduce your cortisol levels between workouts, it's going to aid in your recovery, aid in your muscle growth between days of the week, between weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months. So the idea is, okay, let's focus extremely hard at increasing testosterone and reducing stress levels between workouts. That means, what's your sleep like? Are you tracking sleep? Are we actively trying to improve our sleep? The quality of sleep, are we getting 8 hours a night of sleep? If not, you're diminishing your testosterone potential, which is diminishing your ability to, because testosterone activates protein synthesis. Testosterone activates the ability of muscle to build. And if we have lowered testosterone levels, if our diet's shit, if you're eating a lot of processed food, polyunsaturated, unbalanced fats, like a lot of vegetable oils, if you're eating out, if you don't know what you're eating, a lot of sugary shit, then we're not getting, if we're not eating enough salads, not healthy meats, then we're not aiding the body's ability to recover between workouts. That's it. So the recovery is huge, guys. I need you to work hard. The work doesn't stop once you leave the gym. So sleep is the big one. Sleep and diet. What is your sleep and diet in between your workouts like? And stop overtraining. 3 days a week is all you need. 3 days a week plus an optional activity on Saturdays. Number 4, a bit of a reality check. I kind of mentioned it before, but your genetics are going to have a huge part to play on your muscle building abilities. So for some people, just purely because of their genetics, like 1 in a million genetics, they're going to get a huge transformation within 3 to 6 months. Some people it's going to take 1 to 2 years. Some people it's going to take longer. For those who have, and to put that into reality, I think there was a study done that I saw. I can link to. I think it's in the resources section of the testosterone module. There's a bunch of lads, a lot of studies based on, I think, guys from 18 to 39, the age group, not obese, active, normal, healthy men. Their average testosterone level, so the 50th percentile, the very average amount of testosterone was about 550. The 90th, the 95th percentile of testosterone levels in men was, I think, low 700s. So that's 95th percentile of men have low 700s in testosterone, total testosterone. And then the 97.5 percentile of men have testosterone levels in the mid 800s. So it's statistically, if we look at the stats, testosterone levels are probably going to be average as a natural athlete, and your muscle building abilities are going to be that of a natural, let alone whether you have a shit ton of fast twitch muscle fibers that make you susceptible to growing muscle. I myself, I have a ton of fast twitch muscle fibers. I've come from an athletic background. I used to do sprinting as a teen. I was a bit of a teen phenom for sprinting. I've got records for sprinting for my, this is 100, 200 meters. I've got records in my county that I grew up in. I've got records throughout all of my high schools, inter-school competitions, and I've won like the country associations sprint competitions. I've competed states, nationals. I represented an Australian team whilst traveling throughout America at one stage. So I've got very great sprinting, high fast twitch, powerful muscle fibers. Some people have the fast twitch muscle fibers of an Ethiopian athlete who's primed for long distance running. This is where we aim for testosterone training. The more testosterone that we can have, you have become bioavailable by lowering your sex hormone binding globulin, reducing your cortisol levels, getting great recovery and sleep and great diet. You can actually have greater testosterone expression than someone who is like me with great genetics, but if I had worse testosterone, I wouldn't be able to grow my muscles as much. So the reality check is that you need to do a lot of work, and we're not going to know where you stand in terms of your natural capacity to put on muscle unless we put in the work for 3 to 20 months. 3 months to 20 months it's going to take for us to really realize where you're at physiologically. And that's it. The harsh reality is that you've started your fitness journey, your health and fitness muscle building journey in either your mid to late 20s, early to mid 30s, late 30s or 40s, and maybe beyond. Like, you could be potentially 5 to 20 years behind the 8 ball compared to some of these online influencers that you're idolizing and looking up to, who started training when they were 13, 14, 15 in the gym hard, like actually training for bodybuilding, let alone if they're taking extra substances that are illegal or not fit for human consumption. And it's extremely popular, and it's let alone like the minor plastic surgeries that they never tell you about. Like you're literally, this is why you can't compare your body compared to other people. You have to compare your testosterone levels to yourself. You have to compare your recovery ability to yourself. You have to compare your calorie tracking to yourself. And now it's all about quality of life afterwards. So it's a marathon, not a sprint, guys. We're going to train like sprinters. That's the weirdest analogy, I guess. We have to train like sprinters, but it's a marathon journey. So I'll take a photo of this, pop it up in the group. The hardest part about this is consistency. So go back, make sure your goals are fucking exciting and motivating for you, and make sure, if not, maybe we need to set up some more negative consequences if you don't be consistent. If you aren't tracking correctly, if you aren't able to keep on track, let's set up some negative consequences in place. So if you didn't do this, I would have to do XYZ, or you would have to pay me XYZ, or you would have to do you'd have to make this post on social media, some social shaming stuff, like all in good light. So get to it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I like this topic. We'll post it up in the Facebook group.